With senior White House Foreign Affairs correspondent Wendell Goler and the president's message today. Good evening, Wendell.
Good evening, Brett. The president is still deciding what he will do, but he says there's nothing the U.S. can do to make Iraq's Sunni and Shia Muslims live together peacefully. That, he says, is something they're going to have to do for themselves. As militant fighters celebrated the seizure of Iraq's second largest city and Iraq's prime minister called for U.S. airstrikes to keep them out of Baghdad, President Obama said he'd consider it only if Iraq's Shia leadership agreed to share power more broadly with the Sunni minority.
The United States is not simply going to involve itself in a military action in the absence of a political plan by the Iraqis that gives us some assurance that they're prepared to work together. Mr.
Obama met with his national security team in the Oval Office, but did not take senior security advisors along on a trip to North Dakota and California. House Armed Services Committee Chairman Ed Royce said in a written statement, quote, "The president and his team need to be acting urgently, not reviewing options in the days ahead." And retired Lieutenant Colonel Bob McGinnis says they should have seen this coming.
He's always late. In this particular situation, we could have totally anticipated what's happening.
Nouri al-Maliki, the Shia leader installed after the fall of Saddam Hussein, has steadily purged the government and military of Sunni leadership. Blaming U.S. troops for civilian casualties, he refused to give a small U.S. counterterrorism force immunity from prosecution in the country's courts, though some analysts say President Obama didn't try hard enough to convince him. Now, the Sunni insurgents have expanded Syria's civil war well across the Iraqi border. Some Sunnis in the Iraqi army have deserted and abandoned their American weapons, and Iran's threatening to protect Shia holy sites in Iraq, all of which threatens a regional war.
I think the king in Jordan is in trouble. I think if I were Netanyahu, I would be very nervous about what's happening in Lebanon. As soon as Iraq, further crumbles, you're going to have the rest just follow suit.
But after hundreds of billions of dollars and 4,500 American lives lost in Iraq, Mr. Obama is reluctant to spend more.
Our troops and the American people and the American taxpayers made huge investments and sacrifices in order to give Iraqis the opportunity to chart a better course, a better destiny. But ultimately, they're going to have to seize it.
The president says so far the insurgents haven't been able to disrupt Iraqi oil supplies, but he plans talks with OPEC leaders in coming days about picking up the slack in case Iraq's oil is cut off. Brett?
Wendell Goler live on the North Lawn. Wendell, thank you.